Case summary: CA Parsons and Company Limited v. British Power and Light Limited, 1938, is a landmark case that revolved around the interpretation of contract terms and the measure of damages in cases of breach of contract. This case provided crucial insights into the obligations of parties in a contract and the extent to which damages can be claimed when there is a breach. Background facts: Claimant plaintiff CA Parsons and Company Limited, an engineering firm specialized in manufacturing turbines. Defendant British Power and Light Limited, a company engaged in providing electrical power services. Facts: CA Parsons and Company Limited entered into a contract with British Power and Light Limited to supply a specific type of turbine. The contract contained detailed specifications regarding the performance and delivery of the turbine. British Power and Light Limited alleged that the turbine supplied by CA Parsons did not meet the contractual specifications and subsequently refused to accept the delivery of the turbine. CA Parsons sued British Power and Light for breach of contract, seeking damages for the losses incurred due to the refusal to accept the turbine. Arguments: Claimant's argument: CA Parsons argued that they had fulfilled their contractual obligations by delivering a turbine that met the agreed-upon specifications. They contended that British Power and Light's refusal to accept the turbine constituted a breach of contract, entitling them to damages for the losses incurred as a result. Defendant's argument: British Power and Light Limited argued that the turbine did not meet the specifications outlined in the contract and therefore they were justified in rejecting the delivery. They claimed that the turbine's failure to meet the specifications was a fundamental breach that relieved them of their contractual obligations. Final outcome: judgment. The court ruled in favor of CA Parsons and Company Limited, holding that British Power and Light Limited had indeed breached the contract by refusing to accept the turbine. The court found that the turbine met the contractual specifications to a reasonable extent and that any minor deviations did not constitute a fundamental breach. For justification, the court's decision was grounded in the principles of contract law, particularly the doctrines concerning performance and breach. The ruling emphasized that performance: a party is deemed to have performed its contractual obligations if it substantially meets the terms of the contract, even if there are minor deviations. Measure of damages: the court highlighted that damages for breach of contract are intended to put the injured party in the position they would have been in had the contract been performed. Thus, CA Parsons was entitled to damages for the loss incurred due to the breach. Fundamental breach: the court clarified that not all deviations from contract terms constitute a fundamental breach. Only deviations that significantly impair the contract's essence can be grounds for such a claim. Key concept: implications. This case underscores the importance of substantial performance in contract law and the necessity for clear contract terms. It also reinforces the principle that damages are meant to compensate the injured party and not to penalize the breaching party. Key learnings: substantial performance. Contracts must be substantially performed to avoid breach claims. Detailed contract specifications. Clear and precise terms help in avoiding disputes. Measure of damages. Understanding how damages are calculated and the conditions under which they can be claimed is crucial for contract enforcement.